A person that is in what they would consider their life's dilemma. They are in pain, in agony. They feel like it's never going to be over. They've lost their money, they lost their loved one, they lost their health, whatever they lost. They're in their car, they're in their room, and they're crying hysterical. And they feel like a Kadosh Baruch Hu is not listening to them. Maybe he hears them, but doesn't seem like he's doing anything about it. What do? A little over 18 years ago, I had a surgery where something went wrong. And for a little over 18 years, I've had pain and have pain every single day. Of course, the first 7 years, which I told you guys small parts about it in the film and other lectures, I never gave the full story because that's just simply not something that is comprehensible by the vast majority of society. But the parts that I told you about, the first 7 years, was agonizing, was Gehenom on earth. And certainly improved since then, but the pain continues. And has continued every single day for 18 years. I don't know what it feels like to be healthy. I look at people running and walking and doing all types of things, waking up in the morning without pain. I don't understand how that could be. It's been that long. I don't understand how it could be that someone doesn't have pain because of how ingrained it has become in my life. But I can tell you one thing. The amount of pain that I had throughout all of those 18 years and continue to deal with every single day, Baruch HaShem, has been the greatest blessing of my life. Because that's what it took to get me out of Gehenom. Now, I don't mean out of Gehenom just being a Mechalet Shabbat and going to Gehenom and all that stuff. No. Out of Gehenom in this world means out of a world where you think for even a second that a Kadosh Baruch Hu is not with you, holding your hand, crying with you. You see, before I learned Torah, before I changed paths and dedicated the rest of my life for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, however many years or days or minutes he gives me, all I had was me. Yeah, I had my wife. She's the greatest wife in history of wives. She's the best. I love her much more today than I did back then. And trust me when I tell you, I loved her a lot back then. But on a personal level, you're crying, and you're in agony, and you're in pain, and you're screaming, but no one can help you. When the solution to your problem is more painful than the actual problem. When you wake up screaming the scream of a lifetime, because you feel like you're being electrocuted and cut open at the same time without any anesthesia. And it happens every single day. And the doctors that want to give you a solution literally make the problem worse. They forget their brain at home. They start doing procedures without anesthesia. They start forgetting things. The craziest things in the world happen. When you live through all of that, when your friends become enemies, when what you thought was valuable becomes literally gone, whether it be money or possessions, positions, whatever it is, you get to a point where you feel like, I'm alone. I have nothing. Now, other people may look at you like, yeah, but you still have this and you still have that. And you say, yeah, but this and that is all worthless now. Why? Because the perspective has changed. Now, when a person deals with the pain of being alone, it's much, much worse than the pain itself. Whatever the pain may be, whether it be money or it be health or it be whatever it is. When you feel like your problem is never going to go away, when you feel like there is no salvation, there is no hope, when you get to that abyss called hopelessness, and you now have to decide whether to live with this hopelessness or to give up altogether, there's nothing more painful than that abyss. So you see, Rabotai, once I understood that the hand that hit me is also holding me, is also protecting me, is also with me, I started thanking Hashem for all of it. Yes, on one hand, you're in agonizing pain and sometimes to the point where screams come out of your mouth without your control. But the second you gain control, you say, Baruch HaShem, thank you Hashem. Yes, something bad happens and you lost this and that. And for a moment you're upset. You even want to be angry and sometimes you are angry. But the second you collect yourself and you realize, wait, hold on a second. Hashem took that. Thank you Hashem. Baruch Hashem. So you see, before that transition happened, the ultimate Gehenom wasn't the pain. It was the loneliness. It was the hopelessness. And that's why even though the pain continued and is now still going for 18 years, we don't let that stop us for a second. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu blesses us every single second, that even though I can't do some of the things that apparently healthy people do every day and take for granted, HaKadosh Baruch Hu never took my ability to serve him away. I could still pray. I could still learn Torah. I could still teach. I could still help people. I could still do countless things. And for that, somehow I have strength. I may not have strength to sometimes walk across the room, but if I have to lift 50, 100, 200 boxes to go send it to Am Yisrael to do Kiruv, the strength appears. The second I finish, I'm back to being crippled. How does it work? I don't know. He runs the world. Ask him. And that's the greatest thing in the world. Why? Because you understand that not only you're not alone, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with you. And therefore, when Rabbi Akiva said, everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu did, and everything that he does is always the best, you can see that through the suffering. You don't have to wait perfect sunrise, perfect heaven, for you to enjoy, for you to be happy, for you to live literally as if you are in Gan Eden, despite the problems. Why? Because you have a Kadosh Baruch Hu with you, and there's nothing greater than that. When a person starts understanding where they stand and what a Kadosh Baruch Hu is doing for them, then it becomes easier to realize that there is no punishment in this world that's the ultimate punishment. This world wasn't designed for punishment. Now, of course, if you look around, especially if you live long enough, you see a lot of people look like they're being punished. This one has cancer, this one lost all of his money, this one's getting divorced, this one's kids are drug addicts, this one is this one is that. It looks like they're all being punished. Yes. It does look like that. But you see, in this world, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings kaparat avonot, meaning the suffering, the agony, the difficulty that you have, that's causing you to cry, that's causing you to want to end it all, is all to your favor, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to simply redirect you. You're on the wrong path. I need you to go elsewhere. You're going right, you need to go left. You're going left, you need to go right. You're going against Hashem, you need to go towards Hashem. Now someone going to say, yeah, but there's religious people too. Yeah, what do you think? Religious people don't have issues? Not just financial and the rest of the world, but they also have emunah issues. They have heretical issues. They have all types of issues. They have also previous carnation issues. They have all types of things. And therefore, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives each and every single one of us the perfect amount of kaparat avonot in order for us to eliminate the possibility, or at the very least, the sentence of the real punishment that could be and would be if not for that kaparat avonot. And that punishment is not here. It's in the world of truth. A place where we've learned extensively about, we've made a couple of films about, and we scratched the surface of what's really there. You see, Rabotai Karim, when a person gets their suffering here, that's a Kadosh Baruch Hu's kindness in order to redirect you, in order to re-navigate you, in order to remove the sentence, the decree from you. Because if not for that, and you arrive at the world of truth, at the judgment of heaven, with a full bill, there's no more opportunity to erase. There's no more opportunity to change. There's the punishment. There's the sentence that doesn't change. There's no more prayers. There's no more tzedakah. There's no more hopes that October 7th is not going to be your daily life. There's no more learning Torah. If a person leaves this world with the full 400-year decree of Egypt, there's no way to lower it to 210 or 116 or even to 399. So you see, Rabotai Karim, everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does is the best when you go to Hashem and you connect to Him and you realize that He is with you. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu was telling Moshe Rabbeinu. Gam ani shamati. I also heard my kids cry. It's not just you feeling bad for them. You think you love your kids more than Hashem loves them? You think you love your wife or husband more than Hashem loves her? All of the love of all of the humans that ever existed are not comparable to how HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves any one of us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe, I also heard. And in fact, the moment I made the decree, I already had the date of when the salvation would come and the strategies of how to shorten the decree, of how I can bring them, the 4 levels of salvation, to take them out, to rescue them, to redeem them, and to make them mine. But in order for that to happen, come. I'm already there. Rabotai, I may not know much in Torah or in anything else. I know pain. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me not just the experience, but a certain let's just call it feeling other people's pain. You can't see it, hard to hear about it, but have to. So when you tell me about your pain, it's not just me reading words or listening to a voice. And that's why I'm telling you this stuff not just from the Holy Torah that doesn't need my help. I'm telling you this from experience because HaKadosh Baruch Hu continues to help me by giving me the experience. You want a solution? You want a salvation? You want to stop feeling like you're crying alone? Go to Hashem. The solution, the salvation, is drastically more beautiful than you could ever imagine for yourself. But don't think it works like you think. The salvation is better. The salvation is much more extraordinary. But it works differently than what you think. And if you have decided to go towards Hashem, you'll see it, perhaps even better than I do. And I, B'ezrat Hashem, wish and pray that you succeed in doing that. Because that salvation was already decreed on every single one of you before the decree to punish, to suffer, to hurt, to cry, even became a thought in your mind. Go towards Hashem. He's already there, waiting for you. We are meant to be a light unto the nations, not to follow their misguided practices. Remember, every Jew has to remember that he's a Jew and she's a Jew. We don't celebrate non-Jewish holidays, even if they seem harmless. It's a zilzul, disrespect to the Torah, and could lead to Chilul Hashem, desecration of God's name. Stick to our holy Torah and our own holidays. That's the path of a true Jew.